Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the brand new Poco M3 Pro 5G. This device was announced yesterday, and of course today we're going to feature all of the new things that come within this device. It's a budget-friendly smartphone that lives up to the Poco name. Great bang for the buck. You get more, you pay less. Actually almost as less as about 159 euros if you're able to catch it during that sale. This is TK, this is the Poco M3 Pro 5G. Let's go ahead and check it out and talk about all of the cool new things that Poco is able to offer us at this price point. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we have new videos on the channel. So here's everything we have in the box. We have the Poco M3 Pro 5G, a 22 watt charger that's capable of charging 18 watt speed, the 5000 milliampere battery that we have in here, a USB Type A, USB Type C cable, a clear case to be able to protect our smartphone, and of course, some Poco stickers. Now, of course, let's go ahead and talk about the specification of the smartphone. Overall, the main thing is the processor. This is the MediaTek 700. Now, this is a 7nm processor that gives us the ability of using something, I would say, more comparable to what the 700 series of Qualcomm processors are offering us. Also, the fact that this is actually a budget-friendly device that also has 5G. You can see the logo here on the back. I've been using it on T-Mobile here in the US, and I have been able to actually pick up 5G signal here in the US. And the model that I have here has 6 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of internal storage. There's going to be two versions of this. There's a 464 and a 6128. We are able to expand the memory with the memory card, so keep in mind you're able to add additional storage. As far as the actual UFS storage that we have in here is basically UFS 2.2 storage with LPDDR4 RAM. So either the 6 or the 4, you're definitely going to get a better experience with the 6, but the price point actually goes a little bit as well. It starts off at $179 for the 464 and $199 for the 6128. Those are 199 euros, by the way, not dollars. Equivalent to about 220 for the 179 and about 250 for the 199 model. So that you're able to basically kind of convert it US dollars wise. But they are actually running a sale from the 20th to the 22nd of May that enables you to actually get it from 159 euros to 199 euros. There'll be a link for that in the description below. It'll give you access to be able to basically pick it up. Hopefully you're able to pick one up at that price point, as this is absolutely a great deal. We have a 6.5-inch Full HD LCD dot display at 90 Hz, so you're able to turn on 90 Hz refresh rate. And we have Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front. A 5000 milliampere battery, as I mentioned to you guys at the beginning, chargeable with an 18 watt, as fast as 18 watts with the 22.5 watt charger that comes in the box. We have a triple camera setup in the back. The primary sensor is going to be a 48 megapixel sensor, and we have, of course, we have a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. So for the most part, really a one primary shooter that you're going to be using most of the time. The front-facing camera is an 8 megapixel camera that gives us the ability of shooting 1080p 30 frames, and coincidentally, that's going to be the same rate you're able to shoot on the back sensor. On the right side, we have a volume rocker, the fingerprint sensor built into the power button as well. On the top, we have one of the, basically, it looks like a speaker, but in reality, this is where the IR blaster is sitting, the headphone jack, and one of the microphones for the camera. On the left, we have the SIM tray capable of supporting, again, an SD card to expand the memory. And on the bottom, we have one microphone, USB-C charging port, as well as data. Last but not least is the bottom firing mono speaker. So no stereo speakers on this smartphone. Now, as you can see here on the lock screen, I'm running a video wallpaper, and this is typical to what we are able to do with MIUI 12. So this is running Android 11 with MIUI 12. Again, my model, 6 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of internal storage. Now, this does support basically 5G, and again, supports them on both SIM cards. So it's a dual 5G supporting smartphone, which is definitely very nice. As you can see here, we got 554 on the single core, 1751, and it's really more comparable to something like the 730 and the 732G from Qualcomm. So a very capable processor, a mid-range 700 series processor at a very budget-friendly price. Now, talking about the cameras and the experiences that you get from the smartphone, again, we have an 8 megapixel sensor on the front with a 48 megapixel sensor on the back. But I think overall the experience is going to be pretty decent. We have the ability of doing video, portrait mode, and of course more options in here, full 48 megapixel sensor, time-lapse, slow motion, panorama, and short videos. All of these options are available, and we can definitely take full benefit of those. Let me give you guys a real quick front-facing and back-facing sensor sample with audio on this cameras from the Poco M3 Pro 5G. We're going to start with the front-facing sensor on the M3 Pro. The main thing you want to keep in mind here is that both the front-facing sensor and the back-facing sensor are going to be giving us a 1080p 30 frames per second maximum resolution. That's primarily kept, I think, from the Dimensity 700 processor that we have here, but it should be a pretty decent experience. Again, for this budget, a very budget-friendly 5G smartphone from Poco. Let's go ahead and switch over to the back-facing sensor. Now the primary sensor in the back is a 48 megapixel sensor. Again, 1080p 30 is going to be the maximum resolution, but the main difference here is that we have a better sensor, so hopefully a better video feed, as well as the fact that the audio should be also more personal to the subject on the back. Now, although we have a single firing speaker at the bottom, I'm definitely going to share with you guys real quick a quick audio sample. This is going to be Alex Crendo Jumbo NCS release. Let's go ahead and this is going to be right around where the good drops to happen.
Jack it up.
As you heard there, it sounds pretty good. Not going to be the loudest speaker on the market, and of course not stereo either. So the main thing you want to keep in mind is that if you want to listen to a good audio experience, the headphone jack is definitely there for you to enjoy. And the bottom firing speaker definitely sounds loud enough for phone calls and so on, and even enjoying content straight off the smartphone. We get all of the customizations that we get with MIUI, of course, all of the options that are built in. We do have NFC as well, if in case you guys are wondering. The other thing that I want to mention to you guys, this is again running MIUI 12 on top of Android 11. So hopefully we'll be able to see 12.5 coming into this device in the near future. Now, when it comes down to gaming, the 7 series processor is very capable, providing us a really good experience. 5000 milliampere battery, 1080p resolution display. Even though we're able to go all the way to 90 hertz, this is definitely going to give us a very long battery life when it comes down to gaming. Now, for PUBG, a lot of people always want to know exactly what the best resolution you're able to get. Now, smooth and ultra is going to be obviously the lowest, I would say. The highest you can go is balanced ultra with the highest frame rate. If you go HD, that's going to be the highest resolution with high. But again, for best performance, I feel like balanced ultra, that'll give us the highest frame rate. Of course, colorful for the best solution. So let's go ahead and go. I'll show you guys real quick a quick sample of a gaming with the PUBG game on the Poco M3 Pro 5G. Now, as you saw there, gaming on this is definitely not going to be disappointing. PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile, all of these games will run very nicely. This is pretty much comparable to a 700 series processor, like a 730 or 732G, directly from Qualcomm, and they're very capable processors. Now, the fact that we're able to get 5G at this low price point is due to the fact that this is running a Dimensity 700 processor. So MediaTek is definitely stepping up their game when it comes down to their processors in 2021, and they're not going to disappoint us here. The main thing I would probably say is keep in mind that this is a budget smartphone, so obviously it's tailored to be around that price point. But they're still able to provide us a very good bang for the buck type of an experience. Large display, large battery, great for gaming, 90 hertz refresh rate on it, as well as 5G at about 159 euros if you're able to pick it up during that sale, or at least what they're calling an early bird price. There's going to be a link in the description below to that site where you're able to try to pick it up for that price point if you're able to get it between May 20th and May 22nd. So as the time of this video going live, the sale is going on, so good luck with trying to get one as well. The main thing I would probably say is if you're looking to get a phone on a budget, the M3 Pro 5G will definitely deliver. The cameras are not going to be the best cameras on the market, but they're going to do a decent job. Video, again, capped at 1080p 30 frames per second on both the front and the back facing sensor. But that's, again, tailored to that experience that you're looking for it. If you want to bring it into the US, keep in mind that I was able to actually pick up 5G on this. And one of the things I wanted to mention to you guys is actually, depending where you are, at least with T-Mobile, I was able to get about almost 70 to 80 megabits down. And that's actually pretty decent considering the connection. Again, this is an imported device intended for the European market. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of the M3 Pro 5G? Now, not that long ago, we did a review on the channel for the M3, and this is definitely going to kind of follow it through with better specifications and, of course, 5G that should be able to work hopefully in your area. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and hopefully you guys like the M3 Pro 5G as much as I do. I'll see you in the next video.